What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel, talking a little prize picks. My three favorite plays. I don't know why that was hard to say. My three favorite plays for Monday, August 8th. Hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. Goes a long way for us here over at the Odd Shopper channel. But I'm looking forward to today. Let's see. Right after the All-Star break, we went on a heater. Last week was so brutal. I'm hoping we can find something in the middle. How about just like 3 or 4 winning days here this week? I won't get spoiled. I don't need to sweep the entire week, although that's what we're aiming to do. Something you should aim to do if you haven't signed up over at PrizePicks yet, sign up using promo code AWESEMO. That's top right corner of the screen, AWESEMO still, to get a first match deposit bonus up to $100. So you can deposit 100, get 100, deposit 20, get 20. Whatever you put in, you're getting back. That's a great way to start your day off with a win. But let's talk some winning plays here. And I think the first one right off the bat, I like going to strikeouts. I like going to Yusei Kikuchi. But I'm going to be taking an under here on this one, and I don't really know what to make of Yusei Kikuchi coming off the IL. He's made 2 starts on July 28th, August 3rd. He's only gone 67 and 74 pitches. John Schneider, he took over managerial duties here, and it seems like he just doesn't want Kikuchi to be seeing this lineup the third time through. Kikuchi's pitched well in those 2 outings here, but reached 5 strikeouts twice. My problem is that I think Kikuchi in those 2 outings, maybe that's just kind of what they're doing. They're trying to limit exposure to him getting hit up the third time around. But even still, those are a low amount of pitches to be looking at. If he's going to only be getting to 75, 80 pitches here in this start, he's got a 470 expected slugging and a 49% hard hit percentage. It is hot and muggy out there in Baltimore. Shout out my dude, EMAC, who told me of such things, EMAC 2024. But regardless, I wish there was a fantasy score to take advantage of here. And all the other Kikuchi lines seem to be pretty stable, like 2 earned runs allowed. Do I think he gives up more than that if he goes longer than 4 innings? I sure do. 4 hits allowed seems about appropriate, giving up 3 and 2 in his last 2 outings. And my thing is when he does get hit, he just gets hit really, really hard. He does, for the season, have a 25.5% strikeout rate. I want to make sure Brett Phillips and Ryan McKenna are not in that Baltimore Orioles lineup. More than likely, if I'm going to be going heavy on this one, I'll still like it because I just don't believe in Kikuchi's stuff long-term. One of the more hittable pitchers that exists in baseball, very overrated. For DFS purposes, can he get strikeouts time to time? Sure, he can. But the under of 5, it feels like too high of a number. Looking over at Stochastic, we have a projected for 4.3. The under of 4.5 looks to be an expected win percentage of 57%. So you give me another hook. You give me that 0.5 added to it to make it 5. I think the under is going to be north of a 60% expected win percentage. And I like those odds with Kikuchi against a Baltimore team that at the top of this lineup can definitely hit him up and hit him up early. That's my first play. There you go. Way to go, me. Next up, though, we're going to total home runs. And, you know, there's Judge, there's Alonso. I like both of them. I will say, EMAC, you were talking about Toronto. I don't think Toronto's a team that I really want to be getting to. Looking at some of their home run odds, I mean, righty power in Baltimore is a real problem with that fence now moved out in left field. Do I think that they're going to be popular? Do I think they're DFS viable? Absolutely, I do. But pulling a ball there, not something at plus 340, plus 350 you're looking at for Vlad, who's the more likely home run hitter out of everybody here, even though Chapman putting together a pretty solid season. Matt Chapman plus 285, so there you go. A little bit better in that regard, but I just look at Pete Alonso, Starling Marte, and Tyler Naquin. Tyler Naquin, another guy, kind of goes in that Jesse Winker bucket, both former Cincinnati Reds that eventually are going to start hitting better. And Tyler Naquin hit the ground running. A double dong, I believe, over the weekend as well. A guy that has a little bit of lefty power put into the mix, but this is really all about Pete Alonso here and this matchup. Justin Dunn. Best of luck to you, sir. He had a 6.75 ERA in 7 starts. 7 starts now. Justin Dunn, formerly of the Mariners. From 2019 to 2021, he pitched there. XFIP north of 6. I mean, come on. This is just going to be problematic. Going back to his last full year of sample size, average 20-degree launch angle, 339 xWOBA, 425 expected slugging, more applicable to our home run numbers we're looking for. And Pete Alonso, a 519 expected slugging. I mean, that's fantastic. It pales in comparison to Judge, but he gets the better ballpark, hot and muggy and humid out there in New York, as opposed to hitting in Seattle, where it won't be any of those things. You're going to have a dome over top of it, but wind blowing out 15 miles an hour here. this over under of 9, it really makes no sense to me. I mean, it has more to do with how bad Cincinnati is, and that lineup is going to be up against Chris Bassett. So I got to go Pete Alonso, and then correlation. Do not play the 1.5 runs plus RBIs. That seems, I mean, if he hits a 2-run homer, there you go. Congratulations. But I guess an RBI and a homer, that would be, both of them together. You could do it, but I'm just going to go the 8.5 for the projected fantasy score. Make sure I get the correlation here. Get that Pete Alonso bomb. Of course, Marte or Naquin could hit it for you, and then Pete Alonso can still go over that 8.5. But I feel as though you're running into a little bit of an issue if you're going to go runs plus RBIs, unless he hits that jack. Whereas I think 8.5 hitter fantasy score, there are paths where, a double, a single, a walk, they're going to try to pitch around Pete Alonso, I'd expect. But Justin Dunn is so terrible, he probably can't even do that unless it's just a 4-finger. Walk him, give him that direction. So letting you know, those are my 3 prize picks for today. It's the under of 5 strikeouts for Yusei Kikuchi, over 0.5 total home runs for Alonso, Marte, and Naquin, and the over of 8.5 for a projected fantasy score. Look at these. They're so beautiful. We're going to power play those. We're going to put those together and call it a day. Best of luck to everybody. I'm excited about today for MLB purposes. You will be too if you're a new player over at PrizePicks. $100 first match deposit bonus using promo code AWESOMO. I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets tonight.